ಓಕೆ, ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ವೇರಿಯನ್ಸಸ್ ಏನೇನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ವೇರಿಯನ್ಸಸ್. ಅಂದರೆ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ simple variances, detailed ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. I mean sub variances they will not ask. And in the examination one question you have got sometime I think December 24 you have got 14 mark question on standard variance. There they have asked all material, labor, fixed, totally some 12 variances you have to calculate. So now we will see with this first problem. So you are appointed as a manager costing at some company and use standard costing system. Then establish standards for the materials and labor are as follows. Material 3 kg 6 rupee, then labor 4 hour 7.5 per hour. So what is this? This is SQ. So we'll start marking also along with identifying. So this is SQ and SP, but unit price. So total quantity per unit, how much quantity of material is that. Then labor, this is your standard hour per unit, and then this is standard rate. Then the operating data for the month of May 22 are as under. WIP. So far you have not come across WIP in material variances. This question is asking about material variance, WIP. Work in process May 1. So that is the meaning. This is opening WIP. Then work in process May 31 means this is closing WIP. May 200 units all materials, 20% complete as to labor. Work in process May 31 600 units all material, 80% complete as to labor. All materials means 100%. That is the meaning. Now next, completed units during the month 6400 units. All materials are added at the beginning of processing in the department. Okay, so that means this 200 units is added in the previous processing time. So at the beginning of processing in the department, that is the meaning. Then 20,900 kg of material were used in production during the month at a total cost of 123,310. That means this is AQAP. This is your AQ. Then direct labor amounted to 208. This is your AHAR, which was at the rate of 7.7 per hour. So with using this you can calculate what is your AH, actual hours. So MD is concerned, company has asked you to calculate necessary variances. So here you don't have multiple labors or multiple material. That means it is a simple primary variances. So 2 for material, then 2 for labor. So first starting material variances, write your data. Your data table SQ, SP, AQ, AP. So AQ is given 20,900. So directly you can write it 20,900. Actual price, now you have to calculate actual price by dividing this total cost using the actual material, actual quantity. Okay. So 5.9 is going to be your actual price per kg. So 5.9. Then SP is given where here. So this is my SP, 6 rupee per kg. So this also I can now write. Now SQ I have to calculate. Typically I would have directly calculated using how many units were produced multiply by standard kg per unit. So 6400 are completed, multiplied by into 3, I would have directly got SQ 28,400. 6,400 into 3, 19,200. But there is also WIP. So that means I have to calculate this WIP, equivalent production. So equivalent production, how do I calculate for material? So I'll write what is my output? So equivalent production, this is going to be your working node. So what is there? First is opening, then completed, correct, then you have closing. So how many units are completed here? 6400 units. So this also includes your opening material, correct? So out of these two, both put together, you have 6400. So opening is 200. That means my closing will be completed will be 6200 and closing is 600. And what is the percentage of completion? Opening WIP all material. That means 100% is already completed. The meaning is in this processing, there is nothing to be completed on material. This goes to your process accounting. Same logic. If an opening material was 50 or 40% completed, then in this process I will complete the remaining, which is 100%. But here, since this is already 100% completed, percentage remaining is 0. So 0 was completed in this processing period. 6200, 100%, 600, 100%. Closing WIP all material, that means 100%. So equivalent units 0, 6200, 600, 6800 units. Now 6800 is the standard quantity or actual quantity, equivalent actual quantity. Per unit I need 3 kg. So 6800 into 3 is my standard quantity, 20,400. So now I have the table with me. Now I can calculate the factor table. SQSP, AQSP, AQAP. AQAP is directly given in the question, which is 123, 310. So 123, 310. Now SQSP, 1,22,400. Now AQSP, 1,25,400. Now my job is simpler. Material cost variance is equal to 1 minus 3 is equal to 910 adverse. Now material price variance 2 minus 3, this is 2090 favorable. Then material usage variance 1 minus 2 is equal to minus 300, minus 3000 means adverse. So it is it reconciling. When I add these two, I am getting minus 910. So that means this is correct. So this is the first part. Now let's go to the second part, which is labor. Same procedure. Labor also we will have to calculate equivalent units. So in the same table we will extend for labor. So labor percentage is 20% complete as to labor in opening WIP. That means here balance is 80% and completed is 100%. Closing is 80%. Closing is also 80%. So now I will multiply units into these percentage. What I will get? 200 into 0.8, 160. Then 6200. Then 600 into 0.8 is 480. With respect to labor, the equivalent units is 6840 units. Now let us do SH, SR, AH, AR. Then let us see what all is given. AR is given, which is 7.7. AR is given. Then SH 4 into 6,840. SR is given 7.5. AH we will have to calculate. How to calculate? We have to take this total AHER divided by AR. So you will get SH is equal to 6,840 into 4 into 4 is 27,360. This is SH. Then SR is 7.5, AR is 7.7. AHAR you divide that by 7.7. So AHAR is 2,08,670 divided by 7.7. You get 27,100. Now you have your SHSR AHAR. The next step is, first one is SHSR, AHSR, AHAR. So 1, 2, 3. AHAR is directly given 2,08,670. SH is 27,360 into 7.5. 2,05,200. Then AHSR is 27,100 into 7.5. 2,03,250. Now work is done. Labor cost variance is equal to, and labor rate variance is equal to labor efficiency variance is equal to. So cost variance is 1 minus 3, rate variance is 2 minus 3, efficiency variance is 1 minus 2. So cost variance is minus 3,470, rate variance is minus 5,420, and labor efficiency variance is see here it has to be positive. When you reconcile, it should match 1,950. So reconciliation of these two, is it giving? This check has to be done. It is giving. So this means these are right. In this problem, they are not asking you to calculate variances. Of course, you have to calculate variance, but directly they are not asking. But instead what they are asking, reconcile the actual profit with budgeted profit. So what is the meaning of this? It is like any reconciliation you are doing in paper 8. You are doing reconciliation. What you are doing, you are starting with financial profit, then there were certain adjustment, and at the end you are getting the cost profit. Here what I have to reconcile, I have to start with budgeted profit, do the adjustment, then I should get the actual profit. So generally the format looks something like this. I will start with my budgeted profit, then add or subtract. What should I add? Add my favorable variances, then subtract adverse variances. What I will get? I will get the actual profit. This is the meaning of it. So starting with budgeted profit, I will start with the budgeted sales value. So instead of profit, what I will take? I will take the sales value and then subtract all the cost variances, or add or subtract the cost variances. So this is a general format for any reconciliation. You start with one, do certain adjustment, and then you end with one. Now we will see. So net profit is given. So I should start with this, do the variances, show the variances. Then after doing all the adjustment, I should end up in this profit. If I'm not ending up, then there is some issue. Now we will see, we'll start with the budgeted profit only. Okay, so here only we will substitute. Budgeted profit is 4.5, sorry 4. Then actual profit is 8.5. So that means from both of them put together I should get 4.5. So let us start with the sales variance. So sales value is given here 100 and 126.5. So first is the sales price variance. Okay, and then you have sales volume variance. So you can take only the primary variances here because the subvariances will again reconcile. And also to calculate the subvariance you need more detail. It is not given in this problem. So sales variance, first you have sales price variance. So what is the formula for sales price variance? So this is the table for your sales price variance. Price variance is given by standard sales value minus actual sales value. So AQSP, AQAP. But in this problem you don't have quantity or price. So this AQAP is nothing but your standard sales value. And AQAP is the actual sales value. So we will go and the price variance formula is standard sales minus actual sales. What is my actual sales? It is 126.5. Okay. Actual sales price also higher by 10%. The total is 126.5. And my standard sales, that is, so let's break it down to AQSP minus AQAP. So let's consider SP is equal to 1. So actual quantity, then it becomes 126.5. Then AQAP. So AQ is 126.5. Sorry, so the formula is the other way. It is actual sales minus standard sales. Let's check the table once again. Okay, so this has to be actual sales minus standard sales. In the table we will see, table we will come to know. So material, in the table material price variance, actual sales minus standard sales, correct? So the price variance, it is given by actual sales minus standard sales. So here actual sales is 126.5 and standard sales is AQSP, but I don't know what is AQ or what is SP. I know AQAP. AQAP is equal to 126.5, that I know. So for simplicity, what we can do, 126.5 into 1. Let's call AP is equal to 1. Then standard sales is AQ into SP. So AQ is 126.5 and SP, how do I get the SP? Actual sale price is higher by 10%. This will be 1 divided by 1.1. So 1 divided by 1.1 will give me how much? 0.909090, something like that. Now this is my standard price. Actual price is 10% higher than this. So I will do into 1.1. I am getting 1. So that means this SP is correct. So this will come how much? 126.5 minus 126.5 divided by 1.1, 150. So 126.5 minus 115 is equal to 11.5. So this is my price variance. Next I have volume variance. Volume variance. My volume variance has to be the difference between sales value variance and price variance. So this is my first variance. This is my second variance. Total sales variance is how much? 126.5. So volume variance is my balancing figure. Volume variance is 126.5 minus 11.5. Sorry. Volume variance is my sales variance, which is 26.5 minus this value 11.5. So this is 15. So that means because of volume there is 15 lakh variance. So my standard sales is 100. Because of volume it is 115. So that means there is a 15% change in the volume. So next, all cost variances. Cost variances, let us start with material. So what is the material cost variance? My material cost variance is difference between these two. So instead of 50, it is 66. Standard minus actual. So 50 minus 66 means minus 16. Material cost variance is minus 16. Now we will see the sub variances. Material price variance. So material price variance is given by 2 minus 3. That means AQSP minus AQAP. AQAP I know, which is 66. AQAP is 66. AQSP, I have to read this statement. Actual material price and wage rates were higher by 10%. So we will use the same phenomena what we did for sales. AQAP, we will write it as 66 into 1. So actual quantity is 66, actual price is 1. So in that case, actual quantity here also is 66 only, but standard price will be 10% lesser. So that means 1 divided by 1.1. Yeah. So when I do this, what I will get? 66 divided by 1.1. 60 minus 66. So minus 6. Then material usage variance, balancing figure, minus 10. So when I add these two, I am getting my material cost variance. Next is labor. So third one is labor variances. Labor cost variance. So LCV, we can take it from the table. Standard 30, actual is 33. So minus 3. Labor cost variance is minus 3. How did we get 30 minus 33? So this is made up of two things: labor rate variance and labor efficiency variance. Labor rate variance. What is the labor rate variance? Same, 2 minus 3. That means AHSR minus AHAR. So AHAR is equal to 33. I don't know what is AH, I don't know what is AR. So again we have to simplify. I will take AH is equal to 33 and AR is equal to 1. Here also AH is equal to 33 and ASR is 10% lesser. So into 1 divided by 1.1. 30 minus 33 is equal to minus 3. So labor rate variance is minus 3. So labor efficiency variance has to be 0. So again this is balancing figure. Now fourth one, what is given? Variable overhead and fixed overhead. Here we can do the same way, or we can say directly we can take variable overhead cost variance, fixed overhead cost variance. So here it is -1, here it is -2. So we can write it here. Variable overhead cost variance is equal to -1. Then fixed overhead cost variance is equal to -2. Now let us see the net variances. How to see the net variance? Let us start with sales variance. So you have 2 in the sales variance, material cost variance, again here you have 2, then labor cost variance, here also you have 2, then variable overhead cost variance you have 1, then fixed overhead cost variance you have 1. So this is -1, this is -2, then labor -3 and 0, subvariances we have to take -3 and 0, or you can also take the total. Instead of 2 lines you can also take total. So -3 and 0, then cost variance, subvariances are -6 and -10, -6 -10, then sales value variance you have 11.5 and 15, 11.5 and 15. Now when we total this, so I will get 4.5. Now plug it back to the first table. So refer working note. So if such problem is given, it is up to you how much depth you can go. You can also show it directly at top level. So because of sales variance it is 26.5, because of cost it is -16, direct wages -3. Like that if you show, you are getting, you will get the final 4.5. Depending on for how many marks it is asked. If it is asked for 7 mark, I think only one variances of each should be sufficient. But if it is asked for 14 mark, then you have to show sub variances.